one limitation is the need to perform pre-procedural imaging if it's not in your workflow. For sure, this is something that has to be done, but most of it can be implemented from CT, and CT is widely available, so this is doable. And in ischemics, arterial CT does the job, so it's, I think it's possible to implement that everywhere, and the short turnaround time makes it doable even in installed patients. Now, for non-ischemics, that's true. There's a limitation in centers that are not experienced with acquiring MRI in patients with ICDs or doing late iodine on CT. But for that, at inHEART, we are the service model allows us to get a feedback on the image quality and to train the sites and to share protocols between sites or connect different sites that have the same CT scanner or the same MR scanner, and we usually manage to implement the appropriate tools everywhere, So yeah, I don't think, and then so this is the workflow limitation of inHEART, and then the probably intra-procedural limitation of inHEART remains the registration. So Pierre showed you how accurate it can be, and really, if you're cautious in doing that well, you can trust the registration. But yeah, we're still looking for tools to have this automated in these EP mapping systems, but we're sure it will come shortly. There's no technological obstacles to it.
In fact, one of the ways we've been doing the registration in the early days was by using the substrate in post-MI VTs. And this is a nice way to do it, but you're losing quite some time for something that is already available. Because if you can register based on the substrate, it means that it's a very good match. So just register with the aorta or the pulmonary arteries and you're done. Just one additional word when it comes to those limitations, particularly the imaging that has to be done before the ablation. This is in the international recommendations anyway, because it has been identified as something needed, helpful, and that could reduce recurrences. So it's pretty clear that every VT patient should get that done. There are plenty of benefits. Even without considering inHEART, this is really something important to do because the diagnosis is impacted in plenty of things. So no modern VT ablation without imaging. That's really what I think.